Thank you so much for the blessed opportunity to be able to share my story and the story of the Philippines with all of you this afternoon. I'm a chef. I've been working with food for 30 years now. And I must have been blessed by the heavens that I learned first about food and preparing food in Italy, which I think is probably the best place to learn about ingredients, respect for ingredients, seasonality, using the best ingredients wherever you are. And I think I take that lesson with me everywhere I go. Well, it's been a long journey starting with Italian food, but I feel my new calling is really to be a spokesperson for my country, its cuisine, and its beautiful ingredients. And the food diversity in our country is just amazing. The Philippines is an archipelago made of 7,107 islands, and it's shaped pretty much like the Italian boot. So where you go from north all the way down to the southernmost part of the Philippines, the ingredients are just so rich and so diverse. But although the history of my country, we're very young. 1945, we became independent. We went through a lot in our history. I think that because of where we are, our cuisine is really Malay at the heart, before all the other influences came. But with trade with the Chinese traders, there's a little bit of Chinese in our cooking as well. And of course, 333 years of Spanish colonization gave us a lot of lechon, roast pig, and paella. We have paella, but we use sticky rice. And aside from that, 45 years of Coca-Cola and hamburgers. So it is very diverse. We have an iconic dessert called the halo-halo, which means mix-mix. And I think it's a good way to explain what our cuisine is all about. And maybe some 10 years ago, our country was feeling like, why isn't our cuisine out there? Thai cuisine is there, Vietnamese cuisine is there. Why did it take so long for Filipino cuisine to get out there? And we realized that it has a lot to do with the fact that our colonial mentality was very strong. When I started my work, the vegetables that were on the side dish of a plate were carrots and string beans and spinach, which is not really like endemic to the Philippines. We have our own local spinach. So that started my quest for like looking for local indigenous ingredients that people took for granted in our country. I'd like to say that we're third world. We're very backward in a sense, our agriculture industry. And I think moving forward to today, because we're so backward, we're actually so way ahead now. Because slow food is in, and we never really got industrialized. So all of that backyard farming is still there, and all we needed to do was to really get united as a country and have one voice. So what was nice some 10 years ago was that government took an interest actually in pushing the ingredients forward. So we chefs were tasked by the Department of Agriculture. They presented us with many ingredients that we could showcase that were very different. And fast forward to today, I think that we're also very lucky that government supported us and got us into congresses like Slow Food. We have 60 Arc of Taste products listed in Slow Food. Grunewalk, the organic, did I say it right? The festival in Berlin. The Philippines also had a booth, a chance for our exhibitors to show their wares. And of course, very recently, Madrid Fusion Manila. We're very lucky that we have this history with Spain and we didn't have to create the story. So Madrid Fusion actually found the Philippines to be the best place for them to push their mission in Asia. So we're going on our 4th year actually with Madrid Fusion Manila. And that has helped our ingredients come out there. So much so that the ingredients that were not known at all are now on the table. And they're found in our heirloom rices are now being served in Hong Kong. Because the chefs have come to visit us, they've discovered not only our mangoes, but our vinegars, our souring ingredients that are quite unique because we have so many. And maybe I can use three things actually, just to show you a little bit about what's happened in our country using these three ingredients to really celebrate food diversity. And this is adlai. It's Chinese barley actually, or job steers. And some 4 years ago, one of the undersecretaries of the Department of Agriculture sent us chefs a batch of adlai. And she says, she told us, her name is Undersecretary Berna Puyat, and she says, in the Philippines, we eat a lot of white rice. We've actually forgotten the heirloom rices that grow on the rice terraces. But now that's becoming interesting again. But with adlai, she brought it to us and she says, this grows very well in areas where rice doesn't grow very well because you need flat lands, which we in the Philippines don't have so much of. As a matter of fact, we all eat white rice. We grow a lot of it, but we still import from Vietnam and Thailand and other countries, which is actually very sad. So this is a way that the Department of Agriculture was able to engage us chefs to showcase adlai on all our dishes. And I think what's really great with our cuisine being out there now is that from north to south, the young chefs are now all excited about pushing for local. The colonial mentality is all gone. We're now so in love with our own cuisine. And I think that that's helped not just getting the cuisine and the ingredients out there, but it's also helped the Filipino farmers who are now tilling the soil again. They're, the next generation of the families that were growing rice in Sagada. Many of them wanted to come to the city and just work in the call centers, in the BPO industry. But now, because of this resurgence of interest in our heirloom rices, many of them are going back to the provinces to continue and till the farms of their parents, which I think is a great thing. That's just a little shot of a dish that I've done using the adlai instead of rice. And we colored it pink with roselle flowers, which are also growing wildly in the Philippines. We make tea out of it. And this is highlighting the sourness in our ingredients. It's a dry sinigang, which is a sour soup. So that's just one example. And of course, the Cavendish banana, as we all know, it's one of the biggest exports of the Philippines, and it's the only banana that people import all over the world, just that one kind of Cavendish. And it's so prone to the TR4 virus. It's like affecting a lot of plantations, not just in the Philippines, but I think other places where they grow this breed of the banana. And we have maybe another 10 different kinds of bananas in the Philippines, and we would like to push that. And I think that it's only through the agriculture biodiversity that we can actually encourage and push for all these other kinds of bananas to go out there. Lastly, the purple yam. I think many of the Filipino chefs who are based abroad are now crazy in love pushing the purple yam. We call this ube. And it's just one good example of the tubers that we have in the Philippines. The northernmost province in my country is called Batanes. It's a tiny little island. And in Batanes, they have about maybe 30 different kinds of root crops. And they used to eat this a lot there. The lifespan of the people in Batanes used to reach like 90 to 100. And the government in the 70s decided to introduce rice in Batanes. So now the lifespan of people, white rice is full of sugar. So now people live only to like 65 to 70. And many of them have, of course, blood sugar issues. So now in Batanes, the government has now decided to resurrect all their root crops and grow them again. And of course, when they do that, they will bring them to us chefs so that we can enjoy them and use them on the plate. So there's a lot of new ingredients from the Philippines that we ourselves are discovering. And we'd like to also thank the government, actually the Philippine government, for joining hands with the chefs and actually bringing us closer to the farmers, because I think that the trickle-down effect of how that will change a lot of lives in a country like ours that's still very third world, where hunger and malnutrition is still so prevalent. We're hoping that being chefs, we've helped a little bit in this mission and this advocacy to make things better in our country. And I guess just like in your country here, Secretary, here, to further this mission of better food for more people, it really is a global trend now. And thank you so much for allowing me to tell you our story.